We are describing lesson 4 of geography climate. In the previous video, we discussed about the climatic control. Now we will describe which are the factors that affect the climate of any place. There are so many factors which affect the climate of any place. Some factors they are related to location and some related to pressure and wind condition. So now the factors related to location. First, latitude. Second, altitude. Altitude means height. Third, relief feature. Relief feature means that area is mountainous, plain or plateau. Fourth, distance from sea. And Himalayan mountains mainly that affect the climate of India, and distribution of land and water. The factors which are related to pressure and wind condition, that is pressure belt and wind, upper air circulation or jet stream, next western cyclones. Now these factors affect the climate of any place of the world, but we will discuss they not only affect the climate of different places of world, that mainly affect the climate of India. How? Now first factor, that is latitude. Latitude, the places which are near the equator, they have more temperature, and places away from equator they have less temperature. So latitude, the lowest latitude as we know, that is equator. On the equator, sun rays most of the time they fall straight. They make the angle of 90 degrees. So it means the places which are near the equator, they have more temperature, and as we go away from equator, the temperature change, that decreases. Second factor, that is altitude. Altitude means height. So as we go on height, the temperature change, that decreases. As we go on 165 meter height, 1 degree Celsius temperature change. So it means the places which are situated on more height, they have less temperature. For example, why Shimla has less temperature or cooler than Panipat? Because Shimla lies on more altitude or more height in comparison to Panipat. So the temperature of Shimla is less than Panipat. Next, pressure and wind system. Pressure and wind system of any area, that depend upon the latitude and altitude of that place. So pressure and wind system also affect the climate of any place. Fourth, distance from sea. The places near the sea, they have moderate type of climate. As we go away from sea, there will be the extreme type of climate. What do you mean by moderate and extreme type of climate? Moderate type of climate means throughout the year near about the same temperature is found. Extreme climate means during the summer season temperature is very high, and during the winter season temperature is very low. So places which are near the sea, they have the moderate type of climate, and away from sea have the extreme type of climate. For example, Mumbai has moderate climate and Panipat has extreme climate, because Mumbai lies near the sea and Panipat away from sea. Next, ocean currents. Ocean currents also affect the climate of any place. What do you mean by ocean currents? Ocean current means when the large amount of water of ocean flowing in the same direction, that is the ocean current. So the places where the old ocean currents flow, that will decrease the temperature of that coastal area. If the warm ocean currents are blowing in any area, that will increase the temperature of that area. Relief. As earlier also we discussed, relief means type of land, that is plain, mountainous or plateau area. Generally the mountains that affect the climate of any place. For example, in India there are the Himalayas. Himalayas, they protect us from the cold winds coming from Central Asia, and they are responsible to bring the rainfall. if there would not be Himalayas, then there would be the different type of climate of India that would be very cold and dry. Now pressure and winds. Pressure and winds, they also affect the climate of any place. Now in the reference of India mainly, we will describe how the pressure system and surface winds affect the climate of India. India that lies in subtropical pressure belt area, and it is the nature of the winds, they blow from high pressure area to low pressure area. So on the equator there is more temperature and low pressure, but in India, in comparison to equator, less temperature and more pressure. So generally the winds, they blow from subtropical pressure area to equator, and these pressure and wind conditions over India, they are unique. It means in winter there is the different type of pressure and wind condition in India, and during summer that is different. But before this we will discuss about the two facts. First fact is that atmospheric pressure and temperature generally they have the reverse relationship, but there are some exceptional cases also, but generally there is the reverse relation. The places where there is the more temperature, there will be the low atmospheric pressure. And second fact is that wind always blow from high pressure area to low pressure area. So in India, pressure and wind conditions, they are unique during the winter, such as mainly in our North India, there is low temperature and more pressure, but in comparison to this, near the ocean there is the low pressure, so winds start to blow from our northern plain or land to sea during the winter, and there is a complete reversal during the summer season. Now, a different type of pressure belts are represented in this diagram. Now jet streams. Jet streams. What are jet streams? Jet streams are those which blow with a great speed in the first layer of atmosphere, that is troposphere. So jet streams are those winds which blow with very high speed in troposphere. Generally they are located over 27 degree to 30 degree north latitudes, and their speed is very high, but that vary according to season. During the summer season, the speed of the jet stream 110 km per hour, but during winter 184 km per hour. And jet streams are very, very important for us because they affect the climate of India. They attract the western cyclonic disturbances towards India. Now, what are western disturbances, or what are western cyclonic disturbances? Western cyclonic disturbances is also a type of wind that originated from Mediterranean region or Mediterranean Sea. After crossing Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, this wind enters in India, and that affects the climate of India. Generally during the winter season, we receive the rainfall as well as snowfall in the Himalayas due to western disturbances. These western disturbances rainfall that is very helpful for our crop, that is Rabi crop.